That's my account officer. When he graduated, he told his family he hadn't done anything worthy of congratulations. That was before he went to the Access Bank School of Banking Excellence, where they test them again and again.
Now you can congratulate me.
Once you make it through the Access Bank School of Banking Excellence, you are indeed ready to play in the Ivy League of banking. I believe that to be true, and that's why I trust Access Bank.
Hello and welcome to our sports roundup for this week. And with me on my left is
Fine.
and my name is Fumi Ajela. I'm moderating the sports comedy. Yeah, guys. Earlier on this week, I think it was this week, right? Over the weekend, we had the issue of is it endurance? Emma Ogoli, okay, yeah, that died during Ocean Boys match. And I was saying something about one endurance that also.
He died in Sudan.
Died in Sudan. So, like, what is really causing all these issues, and what can the NFF do about this thing?
First and foremost, deaths, issues of players passing out or dying on the football pitch or as a result of football-related issues are not new. It's been there for as long as the sport has existed. In Ogoli's case, it was just unfortunate that it happened at a time when we actually felt the Nigerian league was actually beginning to get its firm hold on its development. Most people were beginning to come back to the stadiums to watch games and all that. But in his own case, he passed out on the field of play. They were taking him to the hospital, and reports had it that he died in the ambulance. Other reports had it that he died on arrival at the hospital. But such things happen even in Europe.
Yeah, because I was going through a list of some other things, and we have different cases like fatal head injuries, viral attack, issue like this. But I mean, what do you think? Europe's condition is a little bit different than our own, as you can say.
There's a present case that, like somebody like Lloyd Remy of Marseille, is transferred from Nice. Didn't almost go through because he's supposed to have an enlarged aorta and all that. So basically, what needs to be done is better medical prevention. Yes, because basically we know that we are lacking, even in the country itself, we're lacking medical facilities. Not to now talk of medical facilities for footballers. Because basically, even in Europe, when you are going on a transfer, whether you are even playing for a club that is known for so many years, when you are transferring to another club, they take you through intensive. There's another player now at Olympic Lyon, the Sissoko guy, who was dropped from signing for Milan because he had a bad dentition.
Bad what?
Bad dentition, and they say it causes heart attack, and he didn't sign it.
It's a telltale sign.
It's a telltale potential heart attack, and he didn't sign it.
What are you call Ronaldo's kind of dentition?
Another kind of.
This guy's dentition is something else to see, really. But basically, what the matter is, thorough medical investigations have to be carried out on our players, both before they start the season and even during the middle of the season.
Coming to that, I think I don't think we have nutritionists, physiotherapists, because those clubs in Europe still have all those things. But I think that is
nutrition also plays a
nutritionists, physiotherapists.
But I think what will be more important here is the first aid itself. Most people who suffer cardiac arrest, the first few minutes after the attack is always critical.
Very critical.
If such an individual gets treatment within the first minute, the likelihood of that individual being saved increases drastically. But in a country like Nigeria, where we have ambulances,
even the way the guy will be carried off the pitch,
would kill him. We have ambulances that don't even have oxygen tanks in there.
Yeah.
So many things. They only have
I
sirens.
remember being in one, and I mean, nobody did anything to the victim until when they got to the hospital.
Yeah, so it's,
I had actually experienced
so
one.
basically, if I his car, if he puts on the red light, it becomes an ambulance.
Yeah.
But guys, sincerely, okay, like I would say, if the body's not doing anything, what about the footballers themselves? Because I believe.
For me, then let's not even go into that. Right now, we know that Ocean Boys and Dolphins just called up a strike because they've not been paid for some time. Enyimba, our known Enyimba, have not been paid for 8 months. So when you have things like that, then you see, we still have to come back to the point of the Nigerian mentality. We do not see these players
We don't value them.
from that time. We do not see the value of the players themselves. It's the administrators you continue to hear about. It's the team manager, the club administrator, or the governor of the state that owns the club. What of the players?
If there's no players,
If there are no players,
those guys will be there.
they can't even steal money.
Take the NBA, for example, the American Basketball League.
Yeah.
Before LeBron James got into the NBA, they did a research on it and said, look, this guy that's coming from high school, if we market him well, we could generate as much as $2 billion for the NBA.
For the NBA. For the NBA.
5 years after LeBron,
He has gone more than that.
They made more than $4 billion on LeBron. That is.
They know the worth.
Your
They know
priorities, right?
Yeah.
Well, here you have a Victor Ezeji who is a legend in the Nigerian League, who has been playing the Nigerian League for upwards of a decade right now. He's probably the best known player in the Nigerian League. But besides, if you look at Ezeji today, you cannot just say, okay, Ezeji is a millionaire or
He's comfortable.
He's comfortable somewhere. Yeah, he drives a car. Yeah, he gets a good sign-on fee at the beginning of this season. But he cannot tell
which
you
may
that.
have not been paid.
But do you know something I really think because we have like past footballers, we have very popular one like so-called all these guys. Yeah, see, sincerely, this is something that, like you mentioned, the NBA in America. Right now, the ex-basketballers, they came together and they formed this organization kind of a thing. They formed that there were some things they passed through in their own face that they don't want the presence.
Especially
Yeah, because there's no retirement benefit, there's nothing, and they discover they don't have a degree that they can fall back on and something they can do. So I believe the ones that really that they made it like your your culture, they can work something out like they can source for something, put together a foundation kind of a thing where medical experts they can come in and volunteer. Doctors can really volunteer.
But for me, there's a snag, and the snag is the fact that we are in Nigeria. We've seen the cases where people want to do free things, and the organization would not agree.
Well, I believe this really can be done. I'm not sorry. I have to. You can do attitude of it.
Yeah, it can be done.
No,
But take that instance out. What you are saying right now could be something that could be related to like a players' union.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, we have AFCON, we have the NAF.
Do they have access to all these things?
Yeah, all these guys are actually, there are two separate bodies who are even fighting one another.
Okay, fine. Let's not even forget that. Let us come back to brass tacks. If you have an organization like the NPL, we should be able to know what we have and what we lack. Basically, that's the first thing as an organization you don't need to do. Okay, you know that you lack medical services. So while you're looking for sponsors for your league, why don't you tie that into it? That the sponsor must make sure that before the beginning of the season, they bring in seasoned cardiologists and all those people to come and check out these teams.
In addition, ensure that at each match venue, they have well-fitted, fully equipped
ambulances. So basically for me, it still comes down to leadership of those bodies. What are we chasing? Like he said, the NAF is fighting this other one. In the NPL now, there's still crisis. Even though the league is on, there are still court cases concerning the elections. So basically, we ask ourselves, what do these guys want to achieve?
I mean, it's here that I really have this problem with people that I think position makes you a human being. It actually does not do anything. I wonder when you have a position, that's when you become the whole around, and it's all about yourself, I believe, first, and the selfishness eating into everything.
It is everywhere. It is everywhere. And the players, like you said something the other time, the players. I used to play ball in this country at a point in time, so I have a first-hand knowledge of what is going on. I know how these guys feed. So basically, you still see some players that played with me and they still play in the league and they look so much younger than I am, and they are wondering because they don't feed well. They've been playing the league for upwards of 12, 13 years and they are still where they are.
Well, because if we continue on this for a very long time, we're really go. I think we would like to address the health and pharmaceutical companies out there. There's something called a corporate social responsibility, and you can just elongate this out to the footballers and especially the sport arena. It's very important. You can do a volunteer kind of a thing. We have the Smiths Klein, the Glaxo, we have different sort of medical company in this country, please. And I know of doctors that do volunteers.
Yeah.
Right now, doctors have said that it's very good for them to volunteer with people and help them. So it's very important that we don't allow everything we have around us died of, and we continue blaming the government for everything. So
we are the government.
People don't really realize it. I mean, there was a place somebody was asking, I keep on hearing servant leadership. What's the meaning of servant leadership? That's for another day, actually. So I like to say, before we go, can you tell us what's happening this weekend in the MPL? Is there any match?
Yeah, there's a very big match.
Biggest game.
It should be a game that should be transmitted on Nigerian TVs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ninjas versus Shooting Stars. So
Okay,
I
and
think
what do you have to say about those teams?
All I have to say is, I look at my dad, who's a Rangers supporter, and I look at my mom, who's a Shooting Star.
Oh, your house is the place to be. I say your house is the place to be for that.
And then there's Chelsea Man U on Sunday.
I know the one I'm going to be watching.
Okay.
Going to be
Like
watching
Rangers red versus shooting blue. It is Chelsea blue versus Man U.
Wow.
I'll be watching Rangers.
Okay, so it's a blue and red
You'll be
weekend.
watching Chelsea Manchester.
Alright.
I'll be watching the game.
Okay, so I'd like to say a very big thank you to you guys. And for you viewers, you can get more of these. Visit our website, justrebornnext.com, and you can get copies of our newspapers and the newsstands with the vendors. Thank you very much.
It's a new dawn in Africa, and our enormous potential and opportunities are being harnessed by One Bank. One Bank stands strong as the bank of choice for Africans and Africa-related businesses. UBA, with a fast-growing presence across Africa and in key global financial centers, UBA has a wide range of innovative products and services in retail, wholesale, and commercial banking tailored to the needs of individuals and businesses in Africa, delivering convenience to customers and facilitating payments, remittances, trade, and economic development. United Bank for Africa. UBA is the one bank uniting African people and businesses with the world. So, make the wise choice today. Bank with UBA, Africa's global bank.